Hi there. When in the midst of gaming, do you ever find yourself thinking about your character? Gee, I wish I could do that. Well, I'm waiting for a game to load back here. It's got some kind of system thing it's got to do. And I compiled, yes, another list. My top 13 games that give your character the coolest abilities. Because, we all think, wish I could do that. And then you might even fantasize, maybe in the middle of traffic, maybe working with people you don't necessarily want to work with. But let's just get to the skinny. So, number 13 is, I know this might seem a little, I know the last list I did was like anticlimactic. I promise you I'm not just going to throw a bunch of games on here that are like, oh, it's my favorite game, so great. But I really do love Mirror's Edge. It's not just the whole like parkour thing. I mean, the game was so in your face. I mean, literally, it was like first person, but the colors, they just popped, and of course that's the point, but it was just this perfectly poised parkour adventure, and I mean, yeah, people could probably do that in real life, but not as, they can't make it look like Faith does. She's a video game character, so, she is allowed to be impossible. Number 12. I know you're probably thinking there's going to be a lot of bending time on this list. You would be correct. Number 12 is Braid, which teaches you to bend time responsibly. Because, it's important when you do it. Number 11, yes. Prince of Persia, Sands of Time. Take the best of Mirror's Edge, the best of Braid, and there you go. Number 10. Yes, one of my favorites, Alice Madness Returns, but it's because of Hysteria. When you go into Hysteria, which you can do, it's always when your health bar is really, really low. It's like one more hit, you're gonna die. You go into Hysteria, and you become invincible. And there is a dress you can download, the Flesh Maiden, which allows you to go into Hysteria whenever you want. So you're now invincible, and yeah, it ups your strength, your attack power. You're just like, it's pretty fun. I mean, it's a little disorienting, but it's fun. Let's see, speaking of things that are a little mad, Killer 7, multiple personalities with multiple skill sets. Each one's a little bit different, and they're all really cool. It's such a unique game. I'm not saying that I would want to be completely schizo, but it would be cool to be all these different people. Super Mario Brothers 3 coming in at number 8. Why did I pick this one? Let me see. Yeah, I just did this, so I wrote it down. I don't have time to memorize anything. Yeah, you get to fly, throw the little fireballs like in all the other Mario games, but then you get to throw hammers. And come on, yeah, there's a whole lot more where that came from. Number 7, The Suffering. Another kind of scary game, but that's my style, right? I know I'd like to morph into a crazy, scary, monstrosity, the demon thing that he can turn into, and just go nuts. It's a really good... It's one of those underappreciated games. You don't hear a lot about it. Check it out. Number 6, Kingdom Hearts 2. Maybe this is a cop-out, I don't know, but one Keyblade really can go a long way. And you get, all these different kinds, and they give you all these different abilities. You can use magic. There's just, and then when you get the different outfits, you can move differently. It's really cool. I haven't played that game in a long time, but I remember just, you could do so much more than with the first one. Don't hate me. I think the second one's a little bit better. That's just me. We'll see how this third one turns out. Yeah. Number 5, okay, maybe I'm getting a little anticlimactic here, but Shin Megami Tensei Red Kuzunoa games. You might be thinking, oh, I'd rather, like, Pokemon be on this list. I'd want to live in a Pokemon world and be able to catch Pokemon. That's not really a power. But being a demon summoner, it's not for everybody. Not everybody can do it. And you can negotiate with them. You can capture them. You kind of wind up with this, like, demon armada, by the end you're like this unstoppable force. But unlike collecting Pokemon you really can't fuse with your weapons. Yeah, and this, I think, more so in the King Abaddon game, the weapon fusion thing is just so much more refined. I recommend that game slightly over the first one, but I always recommend playing them both because they're both really, really great. They're a little different. But they're very much the same. Number 4, if my opening didn't give you any guesses, BioShock Infinite, actually. But there are no splicers in BioShock Infinite, but BioShock Infinite is a BioShock game nonetheless. My favorite was the Murder Crows. But then I like birds. Just summon them out of nowhere. Take out your enemies. I thought the Undertow thing was really, I just liked what the little bottle looked like, but that was cool. Some of them were pretty predictable, like the, the Devil's Kiss, like, that was pretty predictable. Like, come on, Mario can throw fire. But this game gave you a lot of different choices. The, like, the possessing one, that was cool. There's all kinds of them. And speaking of, like, summoning birds, number 3, one of my absolute favorites, Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, and it doesn't even matter. I'm not even biased about this. This is just a great game. Ask anyone who plays Castlevania. And if you play Castlevania and haven't played this one, you're really missing out. Dawn of Sorrow is the kind of sequel, I guess. You pretty much like when you defeat your enemies, it's like you have those same abilities. So it's like you're just as tough, whatevs, you can, I don't even know, what did I write here? Yeah, I just wrote they're really unique, and you get to summon, like, crows. I don't know, maybe they're crows. Big black birds. And they go attack. You can just, like, randomly conjure up spears and throw them. There's all kinds of things you can do. It's a lot. It's a lot of fun. Just, I think there was just, it was like throw all caution to the wind. Just, you could have all these crazy powers. It's insane. It seems random. It's kind of like Mario, but it's a great game. Number 2, one of my, like, favorite games of the past year, like last year, Dishonored. I know I never really talked much about this game. I showed off my little pre-order card. Whoa. I love the abilities you get in this game. Damn, I love this game so much. Like, it's frustrating too, but I love it. I love that there's a way to go through the game without killing anybody. Like, that just makes you want to come up with all the non-lethal ways to get through all the areas. But the powers is so cool. Obviously, I love the rats. I love possession. I could be a rat if I want to. Huh? I could conjure one, then I could possess one. That's crazy. But there's, I can't find any. Make some. But there's so many other abilities you get. They're really, really cool. And some of them just for flair, but you can find ways to make them useful. You can teleport yourself. Hello, teleportation. And yes, you can bend time. But a lot of aspects of this game, people feel like they're playing another game. That's why this game wasn't number 1. Because this game's a lot like number 1, which is BioShock, the original. It's very similar. The powers aren't, but it's very similar. And that's... I'm sorry. No matter how great BioShock Infinite is, its predecessor was there first, and this game